So, in today's video, we will compare Way-Big and Humongasour. If these two were to fight, who would win? First, we will look at their powers and abilities, starting with Way-Big. Way-Big, alternatively spelled as Way-Big, is the Omnitrix's DNA sample of a Toka star, a race of gigantic aliens that are created during unpredictable cosmic storms. Way-Big is a white colossal humanoid creature with a large frill on his head, which is black at the front and red at the bottom. He has blade-like growths on his shoulders and spikes on his waist. He also has red arms with 3 black lines and white fins on the elbows, wristband-like outgrowths on his wrists, and yellow eyes on his head with 2 extra eyes protruding on his cheeks, 1 on each. He has red feet with 2 toes, a black sandal-like covering on the middle of his feet, and 3 black lines on the side of his neck. The red parts of Way-Big's body are made of an unknown cosmic material with metallic properties. Ben 10,000's Way-Big is identical to this design. In Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, Way-Big was a little bigger than he was in the original series. DM1, his head frill was red on the front and black on the bottom. His arms were white with red fins coming out of them, and his neck and wrists were black. Way-Big's eyes are green, and he did not bear the extra ones on his cheeks. He lacked the stripes on his arms as well as the blades on his shoulders and waist. He also had red boot-like feet and did not have the sandal-like coverings. Kevin as Way-Big is identical to this design. In Destroy All Aliens, Way-Big looked mostly the same as in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, except the red parts were colored to match his portrayal in the original series. In Omniverse, Way-Big has 2 red lines on his neck. The blades on his shoulders and waist have returned and are red, and he also has black fingerless gloves, similar to the ones 4 Arms wears in the same series. He is now more muscular, his head is less skull-shaped and has eyes on his cheeks again, which are more metallic. The fins on his arms are longer, and he has regained the stripes on his arms and legs and the wristband-like outgrowths on his wrists. Both 16 and 11-year-old Way-Big share the exact same design with the exception of the ring around the Omnitrix symbol, which is silver in the 11-year-old version and white in the 16-year-old version. Way-Big wears the original Omnitrix/Ultimatrix/Omnitrix symbol on his chest. Mad Ben's Way-Big is near identical to Ben Prime's Way-Big in Omniverse, except for orange replacing the eyes and the red parts. He also wears gray shoulder pads with orange spikes, spiked shoes, and orange wraps around his forearms and calves. His arm and head blades are also serrated. Way-Big can shoot a powerful cosmic ray from the outer edge of his right hand by crossing his arms together. His cosmic rays are powerful enough to disintegrate a small planet. Ben learned this ability by practicing as Way-Big. Way-Big is very strong, being able to hurl targets into orbits from planets with an atmosphere as thick as Earth's, as shown when he threw Vilgax, who was Way-Big's size at the time, into orbit from Primus. He can even lift objects larger and heavier than him, as he managed to lift the hyperspace jump gate. Way-Big is also powerful enough to destroy a small planet and generate massive tremors similar to a 7.0 earthquake by stomping his feet. Way-Big has great durability, being able to withstand attacks from strong opponents his size, such as the Trash Monster, a giant Trombopulor, a giant Malware, and several Waybads. Way-Big can jump very high. He also has extremely quick reflexes, being able to react to Milius Incursion Conquest Ray. Way-Big possesses enhanced speed, being able to run fast enough to generate a massive vortex that was powerful enough to launch the Trash Monster out of orbit. Way-Big also has a massive stride, so he can get to his destination quicker than other aliens. Way-Big can survive in the vacuum of space and in extreme temperatures, either hot or cold. The frill on Way-Big's head is by far his greatest weakness, as attacking it will cause him great pain and stun him. Because of Way-Big's massive size, the person transformed as him can be clumsy with their surroundings and accidentally cause property damage by knocking into or leaning against things. Smaller opponents such as Nanomech can take advantage of Way-Big's large size and attack him without noticing, as demonstrated when Nanomech entered Way-Big's ear and began attacking him from inside, immediately incapacitating him. Way-Big is vulnerable to powerful discharges of electricity, such as that of the Mechamorph armor and the hyperspace jump gate. Way-Big can be rendered unconscious if hit by many sedative quills from a member of Argot's species. Way Big can be controlled by Vladits via their Corrupturas. Humangasour, alternatively spelled as Humongosaur, is the Omnitrix's DNA sample of a Vaxasaurian from the planet Terradino. Humangasour is a somewhat humanoid 12-foot-tall dinosaur with hard skin that is colored brown on its outer side and beige on its inner side. Both Gwen and Asmith share these traits as Humongousaur. In Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, Humongosaur wore the original Omnitrix Ultimatrix symbol on his chest. In video games, Humongosaur wore a blue motion capture suit. In Heroes United, the plates on his chest ended in spikes, and he had spikes above his eyes. In Omniverse, Humongosaur wears black briefs with a white waistband and a green and a black sash across his chest, going from his right shoulder to the left side of his lower back, containing the Omnitrix symbol. Humongosaur now has gray fingernails instead of brown, a slightly bigger chin, green eyes in the same hue of his Omnitrix symbol, a shorter build, and his nose is positioned on his forehead. In Good Copy, Bad Copy, Negative Humongosaur looked exactly like Ben's Humongosaur. In the final battle, Part 1, Negative Humongosaur had red eyes, and his Ultimatrix symbol was red as well. In Omniverse, Negative Humongosaur has a darker skin color, creamy white inner side, and a red Ultimatrix sash across his chest in the opposite direction as Ben's Humongosaur. His eyes are the same red as his sash. The Nalgian Destructor as Humongosaur looked like Ben's Humongosaur in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, but with glowing light green eyes and a glowing Omnitrix symbol. Humongosaur possesses incredible strength, being able to effortlessly lift and throw heavy objects up to a high altitude, even into near-Earth orbit. Technically speaking, at base size, he is physically stronger than Methanocians and Crystal Sapiens, but weaker than Tetramans, some hybrid and evolved Vaxasaurians. His tail is also powerful enough to easily knock away Malware's third form. Similar to Forearms, Humongosaur is strong enough to create shockwaves by clapping his hands together. Humongosaur can also generate earthquakes. Humongosaur has the power to increase or decrease his own body size and mass using dimensional displacement. He can grow bigger up to nearly 60 feet at will, increasing his natural strength as he grows. He can also shrink down to about 10 feet. When Humongosaur grows, his dinosaur features become more pronounced, including features such as plates on his back akin to a member of Stegosauria, a crest on his forehead, and a thagomizer, set of spikes, on his tail. The plates on his shoulders and arms also separate and grow, giving him a more ferocious look. These features give him an extra edge in battle both defensively and offensively. Humongosaur can also generate his Stegosaurian features without changing size. Humongosaur possesses a thick armored hide, which has proven to be durable enough to withstand getting hit by truck, a fall from a very high altitude, pass through Bazel's ship's force field, and survive indirect blasts from an evolved Vaxasaurian's missiles. Humongosaur is capable of jumping extremely high, despite his size and weight. Humongosaur is quite fast and agile for his size, as he could somersault onto one of the Forever Knight's battle horses, perform a slide tackle, and evade attacks while in midair. Humongosaur can survive in the vacuum of space for a few minutes. Humongosaur's immense size and weight make him very useful for moving against strong suction forces and powerful winds. Humongosaur has a powerful roar, which he once used to scare away a large group of reporters. Humongosaur can run on all fours in a similar fashion to a bull or a rhinoceros. Humongosaur, with his naturally large physique, makes him a very easy target for enemy attacks. Even his base size makes it impossible for him to fit into small spaces. Humongosaur is more of a land-based alien, meaning he cannot breathe or swim underwater, though he can hold his breath for a very long time. Furthermore, due to his immense size and weight, he can sink in water. Being a Vaxasaurian, Humongosaur is at a massive disadvantage against a Chaos Effects Ultimasauria due to their ability to trap him in webbing. Furthermore, Humongosaur is unable to lift them without struggling. Humongosaur can be stung by an amphibian's neuroshock blasts. Humongosaur is vulnerable to acid. Humongosaur is weak against electricity, such as that generated by Amperi and the Stalker. Humongosaur can be imprisoned by mana-generated crystals. Despite being resistant to strong winds, Humongosaur can be blown away by whirlwinds generated by Ascalon. Despite being resistant to heat, Humongosaur cannot hold objects, such as sewer lids, if they become too hot for him to hold. If Humongosaur is under the effects of a cold virus, his strength and stamina will be severely reduced. So I have told you about the powers and abilities of both aliens. Now it's up to you to decide in the comments who is the most powerful and give your reason as well. Until then, see you in the next video.